aquí a la prueba de manejo del Mercedes-Benz C-Class 2015.
How are you, Heiko?
I'm good.
Excellent. Here at the beautiful Mondrian National Park in the new 2015 C-Class.
It's a perfect setting for this car, huh?
Beautiful, yeah. So, Heiko, this car is no longer the entry level for Mercedes-Benz, huh?
Yeah, it's no longer the baby Benz. As you know, we launched the CLA in September of last year. So the CLA is successfully taking that spot of getting new customers into the brand, and it allowed the C-Class to move up slightly in the portfolio.
And so this car also allows you to make it, I guess, bigger and put more stuff in it, huh?
Yeah, bigger. I mean, the car grows almost 4 inches.
That's a lot, no?
Bigger is always better in the US. So, I mean, it's nice because it does add considerably more space in the interior, especially for the rear passengers. Also grows a little bit in width, so you notice you have a little more elbow room and shoulder room. And yeah, we put a bunch of extra standard equipment in it, which overall make this car feel like almost like it's from another segment.
Yeah. So especially in that part, that caught my attention yesterday during the presentation, because especially in the technology, Mercedes-Benz is always ahead of the game in technology. And this car has a lot of things that, just like the previous generation, were like expensive options.
Yeah. A lot of things that were either optional on the predecessor or not even available. It's say pre-save, for instance. In the predecessor, it was available as part of the driver assistance package. Now this car is actually standard, our occupant protection system. Most noticeable for me, almost noteworthy, is the collision prevention assist plus that is standard on this car. It's a radar-based collision prevention system. It can either prevent collisions completely, or it can at least mitigate the severity of an impact. And making such a feature standard on a car really is what we think makes an impact on safety in traffic, just like ESP or airbags a few years ago.
And that was inherited from the S-Class, right? I mean, you started with all those kind of technologies in the S-Class, now are the E-Class, and now here.
Yeah, we call all those features intelligent drive. It sums it up pretty nicely because it's a bunch of different features and systems and sensors working together, communicating with each other. And so it actually makes for an intelligent car. And the C-Class pretty much has all the features, with just 1 or 2 exceptions, that we've launched on the flagship S-Class just about 9 months back. And that's what we think, you know, it's great to have those features on a $100,000 car, but having it available in a $40,000 car is the biggest impact.
So being the price, I mean, it's not that close, because the CLA starts at $29,900, and this one will start around what, 38?
$38,400 will be the price for the C300 rear-wheel drive.
So let's talk a little bit about powertrains, because you said, like you mentioned, the 300. What's in that?
The C-Class C300, a new 2-liter 4-cylinder direct injection engine, turbocharged, 241 horsepower and 273 pound-foot of torque. And what's nice is that torque is available at 1300 RPM, and that's what you can clearly tell when you drive it. There's a lot of grunt from low RPMs. The second powertrain that we launch with is a C400 4MATIC. Now that car is going to remain all-wheel drive only. Also a brand new engine, 3-liter bi-turbo, 329 horsepower and 354 pound-foot of torque.
Which is the one that we're driving now.
That's the one we're driving today, exactly. And there will be new powertrains and additional powertrains. We're definitely going to launch an AG variant as well, just about 6 months from now. We'll already announce a C-Class plug-in hybrid, so we'll see that sometime next year. And for the first time, we'll also see a 4-cylinder diesel engine in the C-Class.
4-cylinder diesel for the States, for the C-Class. Wow. And the diesel engines have been catching up in the States in popularity, right? I mean,
yeah, we do see that customer perception on diesel cars is changing. Mostly as people now, they see them more on the road, they drive the cars and they realize that it's no longer the diesel of the 80s when you start them and they blow out this big black smoke. It's a very refined engine, and in many ways it's a more efficient alternative to a hybrid.
Yeah, and I guess there's a little bit still of an educational curve that customers have to get to, because I mean the perception is still there, but the new technologies are amazing, especially with Mercedes-Benz in Europe. You had it forever, and they're very popular over there.
Yeah, they're very popular over there. You know, there's markets like France, for instance, they have 70-80% diesel share.
Yeah.
So slowly we're getting the US customer to understand the advantages of a diesel engine. And take the E-Class, for instance, E250 Blue Tech. The car is 45 miles per gallon highway.
Better than a hybrid, a little hybrid.
Exactly, and at the same time, it gives you all the bells and whistles that you can ask for. It's a very comfortable car to drive. So what's not to like about the combination like that?
Okay, so the C-Class traditionally has been the largest volume of sales for Mercedes-Benz. Is there going to be a big competition with the CLA now?
You know, the CLA was never intended to replace the C-Class as the volume leader for Mercedes-Benz, neither globally nor in the US. So the C-Class will definitely remain the volume car. And if you look back last year, 2013, in its second last year of life cycle, we sold close to 80,000 C-Classes. The CLA will not get into that territory. Again, the CLA does a fantastic job getting new buyers into the brand. So far, it's about 75% of CLA customers have not having been Mercedes customers so far, and even more interesting, 50% of those 75% are coming from non-premium brands. So
yeah, because the price gap is not that far away anymore.
Exactly. All of a sudden, people realize that for the same money or just a little more, they can get themselves a Mercedes with everything that they associate with a Mercedes. You know, the quality, the safety, the service at the dealership. So the CLA takes that role successfully. We're introducing the GLA in September this year, so it's going to do the same thing for us in the SUV segment. I mean, it's been fantastic, but we did not see any substitution and cannibalization from the C-Class.
Right.
Actually, sometimes even the opposite is happening. The CLA has been so much asked for that we were running out of cars at some point.
It's a good problem to have. Huh?
It's a good problem to have, and what happens is customers come into the showroom and are a little disappointed that there's no CLA available, and the salesperson upsells them into a C-Class. So that's a good thing that happens from time to time.
Well, and the final question, there's big news about this car being built in the US.
Yes, and we are extremely proud to announce that this car for the US market will exclusively build in Tuscaloosa, in our plant down in Alabama. We've been building our SUV lineup there for years, so this plant will build exclusively for the United States, and we'll get our C-Classes exclusively from Tuscaloosa. So there's a number of advantages that go with that, and also a certain sense of pride that all of a sudden we're now
made in the USA.
Exactly.
Well, Heiko, thank you very much for the time. Perfect timing. We drove from the top of the mountain to the base, so I think if we had 10 minutes before, we couldn't have done it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.